Hey, it's Jocelyn with Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood, where we strive to find the mindset shifts that help us in these endeavors, in pregnancy, motherhood, and so much more. I am so excited that you're joining. Let's jump into our episode. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. So, I had originally wanted to give you a book summary on the 5 love languages, and I actually just recorded 15 minutes of it. And then it was coming out all jumbled, and I didn't like how choppy it was seeming. So I didn't save it, and I am doing a different episode this week, and I'm going to make a better outline to give you the 5 love languages. That book is so good. And it deserves a well done outline instead of just me choppily trying to go through the books and the notes that I made on the book as I was going. It needs a outline, and when it does come out, it's going to be good, and you're not going to want to miss that episode, the 5 love languages for your marriage. Powerful. Today, though, I'm going to talk about something that I am currently dealing with, and that is having sick kids. I imagine this winter, if you're a mom, you have dealt with this at some point or another. And one thing that sick kids brings that is going to kind of be the focus of this episode is missing out on things, or not being able to go because you have to stay home with sick kids. This can be kind of hard and discouraging as a mother, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom who doesn't get out very much. When all of a sudden you have to stay home from church, or you're not able to go to your homeschool group, or to your Relief Society meeting, or women's meeting, or what have you, because you have sick kids. It can be downright discouraging, to be honest, and sometimes dealing with those mental thoughts of discouragement can make us want to hate and loathe motherhood. And it can build that resentment, and I don't want that resentment to be built in your life or in mine. So that is why we are going to talk through this and work through it together. The first thing that I am trying to do this time, because my kids are sick, I am not able to go to a Women's Relief Society meeting tonight. I'm not able to go to our homeschool group tomorrow. And it's just kind of discouraging. Like, I don't feel like I get out very much. And so I really look forward to those times. And then when I can't go because I've got a sick kid, it's hard. And so the first thing I'm trying to do is just to allow myself to feel some of that discouragement and disappointment. Heal it to feel, or I always say that backwards. It's feel it to heal it. So feel that pain so that you can help heal it. If you don't feel the pain of discouragement and disappointment, you might just bottle it up and it'll stay in there and it'll build pretty negative feelings towards motherhood. So just kind of sit in it for a while. It's not very fun to feel these negative emotions, but as I have found, it moves on faster if I feel it. If I don't feel it and push it down, it stays there, and then I kind of get antsy and angry and bottled up, and I don't enjoy that. So I've been, over the last few years, trying to really practice the feel it to heal it so that I don't have to stay stuck. I don't want to hate motherhood. I want to love motherhood. I want to enjoy being a mom to my children, as I know that that's what you are striving for too. We want this season to bring us joy. And we want to have our kids enjoy our time so that when they're older, they'll want to still see us. and that they won't have resentment because they saw how much we hated motherhood. Anyway, that was a long tangent. Nonetheless, feel it to heal it, because as you do, you will get happier. There's the short version. We as adults, actually as humans, not just adults, have FOMO. I didn't know for the longest time what FOMO was, but it's fear of missing out. And I totally realize that sometimes I get the fear of missing out. I don't want to miss out on the homeschool group and going to the class. I don't want to miss out with the Relief Society sisters and what they get to learn and participate in. I want to be there and I want to be involved. But that's where I feel like sometimes we get a little too caught up in the fear of missing out that we don't realize there are going to be other future events that we can be in. Or there will be a homeschool group next week, and in 5 years from now, you probably won't really remember that you missed this. Now, I am also just talking about smaller things that just happen on a weekly basis, not missing a big event. That would probably take a little bit more mindset work. Nonetheless, it's still hard in the moment. So let's talk about how to deal with it in the moment. We've already mentioned the feel it to heal it, but I also want you to realize that you can use this time. You can use this time to do unfinished projects that you have around the house. It's like all of a sudden you have 3 hours open up because you don't get to go to a meeting and you're like, wow, I could do some unfinished projects. And I could work on something that I've been wanting to do, or organize a drawer or a shelf that needs done that I've been putting off. I can do that now. You might have time for that, but don't get down if you have to spend a lot of couch time. If your babies are young and they need you to just be a body by them, they just need you to hold them, you're going to get some couch time. And what that means is some of those unfinished projects might not get done. But instead of looking at our babies and our children that are needing us with resentment, let's hold them and look at them with love and compassion and deep caring that they are sick. Because we all know it is not fun to be sick. It's miserable and it's hard and it's not fun. So let's care for our children that way. Stroke their hair, rub their back, hold back their hair when they have to throw up. Help them blow their nose. Give them extra hugs and extra cuddles. I have a very, very busy 2-year-old, and I never thought she would ever sleep on my lap. But in the last week, she has fell asleep on my lap twice. That definitely has to do with the fact that she is sick. Nonetheless, that is a rare moment that never happens, actually. She just is too busy to stop and rest long enough to fall asleep on my lap. And so realizing that could be a special moment if you've got a busy child and they just need mom and they're sitting down long enough to fall asleep. Man, I was soaking up those cuddle moments with my sweet little 2-year-old that I don't get very often. So instead of being like, I'm annoyed at you because you're making me have to miss this event, look at them with love, with tenderness, with kindness and compassion. Because you choose the thoughts you think. You do. Sometimes our subconscious can run wild. But if we train our conscious mind, what thoughts we want it to think, it will be a lot easier for our subconscious minds to think those thoughts the next time it happens. It is all a training and a practice field. We are all training and practicing to have good and better thoughts that will help us in these endeavors, that will help us when we are discouraged and when we are frustrated. So most of dealing with our kids being sick is dealing with our own mental thoughts regarding it. There's a little poem I found somewhere. It might have even been in my kids' homeschool book. I can't remember, but I wrote it down. It's by Annette. I think her last name is Wyne, Wynne, and it says, "Thoughts and flowers. Thoughts grow like flowers overnight, opening at morning light, blossoming before you know." It says children, but I'm going to insert mothers. Mothers, let the good thoughts grow. If a weedy thought should sprout, in your garden, pull it out. But keep the good thoughts watered so they will always want to grow. And that is our charge. And that's what I challenge you to do, is when you are dealing with FOMO, fear of missing out, and disappointment from having to miss things, from staying home with sick kids, is to remember this is a prime opportunity to plant those good thoughts, to let love, kindness, and charity abound. Mama, I know that this can be hard. I know that motherhood's not easy because I am in the midst of it with you. All of mine are 9 and younger right now, and I'm trying to find things that help me to enjoy and love motherhood better. And I desire and feel prompted to share that with you through this podcast. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for rating and reviewing it on iTunes, because that helps other mothers find it. If you haven't done that, will you go give it a rating and review on iTunes? I'd sure appreciate it. But thank you most of all for implementing what you learn into your own life and into your own motherhood to find more positivity. God needs you. Your children need you. And you need you to find better thoughts in these endeavors. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be, through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.